Alrighty, hi, it's Angelina, Sparkling Diva, and a while ago someone asked me when I'd done a reading outdoors to maybe show you around through my garden because you could see the Venus of Milo statue, and I then said that I have more things in my garden. And since this is still a wonderful day, although it's getting a bit late now and a bit nippy, I thought it might be nice to actually do that. So I'm going to show you around through the best spots of my garden, meaning the left-hand side I'm not going to show you, because things got a little bit out of hand 2 years ago because I put my back out and I couldn't do anything about the garden for a year. And then it got completely out of hand, and so I'm not on top of things at all anymore right now. But I'll show you a few nice things. I'm going to begin here. Basically, that's the, you can see the most of the garden that way, I think. But to my left is my shed. And here, it's going to be a bit of fitness for me, especially since it's the third time that I'm doing this. But I forgot this one in the last video, and I thought it was a bit of a shame. I like to sit here with my fire pit, if I get that out at all, on a nice summer's evening. And the paint on that wall, I did that myself. I painted that myself, a bit Arabic, and it's silver wall paint. So when I'm sat here with the fire pit, the flames reflect in that silver, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's really stunning. And the sun above the Buddha was gold as well, but that, yeah, because of the weather, it lost its luster. But the silver is still really nice and shiny. So it's really beautiful to sit there. And I actually also wrote some words on the wall with Arabic, in Arabic. You can't really see those anymore. I can't remember what it was anymore. I think it was about wisdom, and there's another one here. Maybe if someone is watching who can actually read Arabic. I think one was wisdom and another was love. There's another one there. I'm not certain if you can still... Oh yeah, there we are. Yeah, so I did that as well. I looked that up online. But I'm ashamed to admit that I can't remember what it was anymore. I'm quite certain one was love and one was wisdom. But the third one, I don't know. Ah, there we are. That's my little waterfall. There's a little stream. I actually wanted to have a stream in the garden, but it was too much for me to do that on my own, so I decided to just stick to this. Got the waterfall and just that tiny little stream there, and then it goes up there into a tiny little pond. Very, very little, but it does have frogs. There are frogs in there. And then when I go up, then you have the Venus of Milo again through the lavender, and she has a tiny little sister here, another Venus of Milo, hidden, yeah, already. Right, well, this is on the other side of that waterfall, right, it's up there, so you can follow the tiny little stream, and then you get to the little pond, and there are always frogs in there. I think about 4 or 5 or something, maybe even more, I don't know. It's quite amazing actually. It's really very small, but still. And because of that, because of the frogs, I made that sign, beware of the frogs. I just like a sense of humour, even in the garden. And also, he's quite hidden now with all too much weed. A frog there. There we go. Beware of the frogs. Righty. And then up here with Venus. This was the idea to be a bit of a Roman garden. There is a path here as well in front of that, in front of Venus. It's quite overgrown. It needs some tendings. Like I said, it all got out of hand when I put my back out in 2016. The grape, well, it was a nice pergola, or whatever you call that, but it crashed during a storm, so I made a makeshift thingy with with a fence. And there's some amphoras there, and next, well, that's Venus's backside. Some more over there, right? Well, I got off the last grapes just earlier on this afternoon. There was quite a lot. And if I then turn to the left, then we go to the Japanese section of the garden. There's a bamboo here, and here's a maple, Japanese maple with bamboo there as well, behind it. And underneath the maple is Buddha and a Japanese lantern and grass I pulled out. It is really quite a bit of a mess. And I'm going to try and show you my Yin Yang that I made. There's quite a lot of weed in there, but that's the Yin Yang symbol I've made. I think it's about 2.5 meters in diameter, and that part is just gravel, and that is wood chips. And my cat likes to sleep here. He likes that. It's nice and warm. Unfortunately, the weeds like it too. And another little, well, it's not really a Buddha, but with the bamboo. And then if I turn to the left, that's what I did, the Yin Yang. There we have Quan Yin. I'll move a little bit closer. She's underneath the butterfly bush. It's really quite tall. It's about 3 meters tall, I think. It's quite, it kind of exploded, the butterfly bush. It needs serious pruning. But underneath, well, look there. And all the leaves behind her is a one of these fairy roses, a miniature rose. They're pink. But they're not, yeah, there are no flowers in there anymore. It's not the season anymore, but it was really quite pretty. So that's Quan Yin with rose quartz. Yeah, I like that. The energy here always feels really, really good as well. I always feel that during autumn and winter I move her indoors because I like to have her close to me. Don't want her to sit in the garden during winter. But it's like the garden needs that energy of her outdoors here. It's kind of as if that goes through the entire garden. Her energy is really, really peaceful, this section of the garden. Very tranquil. She's a Chinese goddess of compassion, unconditional love, mercy, and so on. That sort of energy, right? Great. Now I'm back next to the that maple, Japanese maple with the Buddha and the lantern, and I made a small path here. It was supposed to be a bit of a secret path, and then you can follow that and. It's also a bit overgrown, and then you get to the fairy garden, what I call the fairy garden anyway. When I first got this place, it's a rental, but when I first got here, I took pictures of the garden, and there were so many orbs here. Of the, somewhere here, just in the middle of that section. It was just unreal. Seriously unbelievable. I like to sit here as well. The energy feels really good. And to me, it feels like this is really, supposed to be like a playful inner child energy, kind of. Also fairies, but yeah. So that's why I also put these little fellas here. He was knocked over. I think my cats do that. Let's put him up again. And a green man, a witch ball. I think that's what it's called in English. I'm not certain. It is called that in Dutch anyway. Right, and there's another one of these cute little fellas there. Right. And look at that. I'll see if it. Look at the flowers. Isn't that amazing? I don't like it at all. A yucca, I believe. I don't like it. It was already here when I came to this place. and I don't feel it actually fits in this place, in the garden, in this section of the garden either. But yeah, it is beautiful. That tree, it was a willow in the garden, and it was blown over by a storm. It was already dead. And then I thought, what am I going to do with it? And decided to put it here, because there is a bit of a gap in the coniferous trees down there, the hedge. And there's no garden on the other side, it's a public area. So I thought, well, stick that here. Also, because it actually fits the in a fairy garden. Because dead wood is basically to do with trolls, and trolls are very helpful when it comes to transmuting negative and dense energies. So I thought, why not put it there? Yeah, why not? It's probably not going to stay there forever, but for now, it's also, well, to sort of close that gap, so make it a bit more difficult for people to get through. And then here, there's a dead tree in that hedge at the back, because this is the back of my garden, and I put fairy doors on there. It's a fairy flat. I made those doors myself as well. There is the home sweet home. Another door with a knob. And all the way at the bottom, there's another one there. I had actually always intended to make hinges on these doors. I did buy hinges, but yeah, then, well, whatever, you know. I just nailed them on that dead tree. And then I'm gonna move to the other side. This is what I love. I love that tree trunk. There was people in the village who were doing up the house, building an extension, and there was a tree in the way, so they cut down that tree, and then there was that huge tree trunk, and I loved it. I wanted it. So my then partner and I went over there to pick it up, and when I moved house, I took it with me, with these little fellas on there as well. Look at that, isn't that cute? They're fading a little bit because, well, I've been living here for 6 years, and during winter they go indoors. You know, can't have these people, these little fellas, freeze. And yeah, that's a swing, right? One on a swing. And they're a little toadstool. And this, I'll try to hold the camera still. These stones here, that's all polychrome jasper. All of them. I was given those by a friend, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, and she actually thought I could use them in the garden. And I thought, well, I like them here. Don't know why, I just like it. So I put them here. Quite large chunks. Yeah. So it's all polychrome. This one's actually really quite pretty. Really like that. I might at some point take that indoors. Yeah. Righty. And of course, you cannot have a fairy garden without fairies. So, only 2. I have 2 on the part show as well, but 2 fairies in my garden. Yay! And then I'm gonna try get up. And then we can see the rest of the garden again. So there's a whole lot more to the right that I'm not going to show you because it's horrible. It went completely out of hand. I had a Mother Earth on the left, absolutely stunning. Oh well. And this one, I like to show that to you as well because I like it so much. This froggy on that ball. Oh, look at that. Here's my cat, Bailey. Hey, meow. Yeah, that's my sweetheart. Yeah, come say hello. Say hi. Hi, everyone. Baby. Yeah. Oh, he is so cute. He really is such a cuddly little little cat. Right, Bailey? Yeah, hi. You got to say hi. Right? Well, that was my cat. I've got 2, but this is my... Yeah, he's really so cute. He always wants to sit on your lap and be patted and cuddle. And yeah, he can really drape himself over my lap. Just full of confidence, and he's such really sweet. Yeah. You're cute, aren't you? Yeah. Righty, so that was my garden. Normally speaking, I always have beautiful roses here as well, but it's not the season anymore, right? We had a very dry summer. Yellow and mostly pink, but I also have one yellow rose. But yeah, so this is my garden. Broom over there, which is beautiful in the in springtime. Right. So, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I'm going back indoors now. It's getting a bit nippy. Bye.